Hello everyone! In today's watercolor painting tutorial, I will show you how to paint this simple and beautiful watercolor Christmas tree in a snowy landscape. My previous video was about an acrylic Christmas tree, so it only seemed fair to show you how to paint one in watercolor as well. I have an extensive class on Skillshare with extra brushstroke exercises and techniques. So if you want to watch an extended real-time version of this painting, you can get a premium membership access free for 1 month. The link is in the description. If you've seen me before and haven't subscribed, make sure to do so right now. And if you are new here, welcome. My name is Alifya and I make content and tutorials in acrylics and watercolors. So if that interests you, make sure to subscribe by the end of this. I hope this puts you in a festive mood. Grab your hot chocolate and let's get started. Alright, so this is everything that I used: a bowl for water, a napkin, and then a washi tape to tape the edges. You'll need a pencil and eraser, and this is optional but very helpful. It is a white mask. It's a fluid that you use to mask off white spots. And these are the brushes that I used: a flat brush and 2 small thin brushes. I also used Arches paper this time. I went for a 5 by 7 inch sheet. And then Arteza palette, which comes in 36 colors, and everything is listed in the description below. Okay, so first step is taping down the edges. I'm using a washi tape here since it does not peel off the paper once you take it out. Before we paint, let's draw a quick sketch of our tree so that we have a basic structure down to make things easier for us. Super simple, straight line down for the trunk, and then little branches off of each side. Just like any tree, each branch has further little branches, so I'm roughly only drawing a few so you can understand the shape. I'm now going to be drawing out the snow, and I'll show you why in a little bit, but to get the shape, just draw little irregular bobs of the shape like I'm doing so right now. Just place them randomly on top of the branches. It doesn't have to be perfect. We are going to be blocking off this snow with masking fluid, but before we do that, I am just going to erase some of these marks in between each snow, just in case I have some of those lines. Alright, now comes the masking fluid section, and I will use this to block off the snow. Use any small round brush you have, preferably one that you do not care much for, because if you do not wash this out immediately, it will be ruined. So here I'm adding this fluid to each of the shapes I made. Feel free to add some more on parts you didn't draw out as well. So what this does, it basically masks off this area until you peel it off, which means you can paint over it without caring about getting over the white spaces. And once you take it off, you are left with clean white bits that stand out. Almost forgot about my ornaments, so I'm going back in and making small circles where I would want my colorful ornaments to go. After you are done with this step, you will have to wait for this to completely dry before you can paint over it. So grab yourself some hot chocolate in the meanwhile. Okay, let's get this painting started and give our background a slight wash by wetting your flat brush and then just covering the top half of the paper, leaving the bottom half just plain right now because that's just going to be snow. And do not overpool it, only a slight sheen is enough. And since we have our masking fluid down already, we can paint over this area. Using cobalt green or any dark green that you have, apply a flat wash to the entire background. Just an even, flat, light wash. I was going for like a daytime snowy day look, so I am making this really, really light. Using a smaller brush, I'm just roughly getting impressions of background trees. Again, this will not be in focus, so it doesn't have to be perfected. Just a rough impression of something there instead of having the background really plain. Wait for the paper to dry completely before going to this next step. Using the same brush and same green, I'm also mixing a bit of indigo as well to make it darker. And let's begin with our tree. So just following the line across the page, and then I'm going to go over the branches that we drew out. Here I'm dabbing my brush gently onto the branches to create the leaves. Dabbing in the direction of the branches that we've already drawn out. So do this throughout the base of the tree. Once you get to the bottom, blend the color out a bit so that it can reflect on the snow. Here I'm just adding in some extra bits in the middle to fill up the tree. Let's darken this up more and add some more details. I'm using a fine thin brush and the same dark green and blue, and going back in and building on these layers by using the same dabbing method. Okay, so really important, make sure your paint has fully dried before doing this next step. I find the easiest method of removing this masking fluid is by using an eraser to rub it off. Okay, now to make this blend a little bit more, you will need to add a slight dimension of color to the snow as well, because just leaving it plain stark white, it does not look like it's blending very well with the background, or I mean the tree. So going back with my fine brush, I'm adding just a very slight color of the same green and blue mixture that we've already added to some bits of the snow. I'm not covering up all of it, but only a part of it, like you see me doing so right here. Alright, now to the fun parts. Let's add some bright colors of ornaments to make this Christmas tree alive and festive. So using any color of your choice, paint the outside of your ornament, leaving the center white. So you kind of want a slight gradient effect where the outside of the circle is darker, and as you move inward, it gets much more lighter. Have fun with this step and decorate your tree with whatever colors you like. Using the same method for the star at the top, so focusing on making the outside of the star darker and make it lighter as you move towards the center to add that glow and shine effect. Add the tiniest amount of your ornament colors to the snow at the base to get that reflection. Alright, last and final details. We're almost done, but this time I'm just pulling in some of the darks to kind of finish this painting off. So using the same dark blue and green, those are the only two colors that I've used in the entire tree, but I'm adding a bit more of those darker values, mainly to the center of the tree to add fullness. Again, being mindful of not overdoing it or covering up all our previous layers. Hope this put you in a festive mood and you get to give this painting to your loved ones this season. If you are interested in making an acrylic Christmas tree, follow this class up with that. I have linked it below. Like mentioned, if you do want a real-time extended version, I do have it over at SKILLSHARE. The link is below. To shop my art, do visit my website where I sell my original landscapes and florals, as well as prints in all sizes and much more. Happy holidays everyone, and I will see you in my next one. Happy painting!